Hello, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram users. This is Fubio Fuego here with a little bit of an update status of what's going on right now. As you can see on my new stream setup, I have pictures of what happened within the last few days, which will explain why I haven't been streaming online games and like for like a good 2 weeks or a week and a half or something. Reason being is because I had to build a desk. This is a story, okay? For the last few weeks, months actually, I had to use little tables like, hang on, give me a second. I got one right here. Little tables like this to do like to carry like my monitors and my laptop. On the top, if you look at the top, honestly, if you look at the picture to that right here, that old setup, that one was that's how it used to be. And as more advanced I got as far as getting like monitors connected together, my computer up and running at native 60 frames per second, and new motherboard, new graphics card and everything, like it's been very stressful because I've been afraid that the tables might give out and damage something that I might have connected on here. If you look at the top picture again, well, it's kind of dark, but if you can look carefully, I have computer speakers behind the first monitor in the middle, and the difference is that if you look underneath, there's a big black block right there underneath the first monitor in the middle. My PS4 is there as well. It was right on top of the tower, and it was a mess. Cables were everywhere. It did not look good at all. So my wife gave me the idea of getting a desk, and the thing was, I didn't want to just spend $100 or $120 for a desk that's gonna be like wood and actually cheap material and actually have it, fall apart. And so she gave me the idea to build one because my dad had the tools, and I asked him if I could use them. Shout outs to my dad, by the way. He said I could use them, and that's what I did. I made the measurements to what I want. I custom sized it to where it'll fit in the corner, and basically created my first piece of furniture. And I'm very proud of it. I put a lot of effort into it. I drilled the holes, filled the holes in with sawdust. That way, it would not look like it was all drilled in. Everything was smooth, sanded, cut properly, pre-stained, stained polyurethane, so that way no liquids fall on it and actually make it go bad. I'm very happy how it turned out. The desk in the middle, if you look at that picture, on the left hand side, right hand side. That's the finished product, and on the bottom of it, that's what it looks like now as far as the setup. I was very happy how everything turned out, and I want to build more. Next project will possibly be something else, because I've been thinking about doing like another piece of furniture, but for old school gamers. But I have yet to talk to them because I have a question that I need to ask them in order for me to do that. But with that being said, for the ones that are watching this now, I've been thinking about doing tables or benches, like storage benches, or desks like this. And I was kind of wondering if you guys like what I did, would you guys want one? Because I want to be able to make furniture, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I do want to sell the furniture. Okay, that's perfectly honest. But the point is that if you're gonna spend money on a desk that's gonna be crappy, at least have me into consideration that if you give me the material that you want to make the desk out of and the measurements, I could build it for you. Now the difference is, it would be if I were to make one. I have yet to decide how I'm gonna do charges yet, because I'm thinking about either, if you guys want to provide the material, I would just tell y'all what y'all need and then just put everything together. And once that's done, you could have it to the way you want it, like what you want with it, or what kind of stain color do you want, or if you want it painted or all that. That's like gonna be like different, little charges here and there. But if if I have to go through all that, I'll go through the charges with everything soon. That way I know how much money was spent. But for this desk, at least I want to say it was like at least $110 total of wood. The most expensive wood was the legs of the desk. So that was the most expensive wood. And the second to no, actually no, yeah, it was. The legs were the most expensive, and then the tabletop of the desk was even. I want to say it was already pre-done already, so it's not like a piece of plywood that I cut out. This was already made for tabletops, and I just cut it to size the way I wanted to. But if you want to use plywood, you can. But I will say that if you buy a sheet of plywood, make sure it's not a cheap kind of plywood, because the cheaper you buy the wood, the cheaper it's gonna look. And because I didn't want to get this wood at first, I didn't want to, but my wife convinced me, and she was right. It's a badass piece of furniture. Basically, in the time that I made this desk, I figured out how I could make a table out of the wood. It's like it's. See, I'm so excited I can't even talk right now. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you guys would be interested in actually looking into getting a desk, or if you need something that's custom made for your house, because some desks are too huge, some are too small, and I made mine fit to where it fit in a corner. Granted that it took maybe 3 days total for me to do, because one, this is the first piece of furniture that I built, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to take to do everything. Day one was basically arming the whole thing together, cutting it, and getting it ready for the next day for the pre-stain, and then the stain and the polyurethane, and that took over at least a whole day just to let it dry. And then the third day it was ready to move the stuff and put on there. But I will say this, I could bring that time to maybe a day and a half to build this kind of furniture. But I wouldn't want to just be doing desks. Like I said, it would be like storage benches or tables. And the next thing I want to do, like I said, is it's for the gamers. If you use arcade sticks like this, okay. If you ever use an arcade cabinet nowadays, which is an old style arcade cabinet, for me at least, I noticed when I use the cabinet, my wrists hurt a lot, because the cabinets are angled upward just a little bit, and I want to build something to where you can lay your stick and actually maybe dip it just a little bit, because by natural sense you have it on your knees. For me, mine kind of goes down a little bit. If I bring it up a little bit more, it's still pointing down. But I want to be able to at least put something to where, for the old school gamers, I noticed that they prefer to play on the floor, and it's because that they're used to playing on the cabinet. And I want to build something to where if I could actually mount a stick on there, and for them to lay it on, and make it sturdy enough to where if they can move it however they want to move it, then maybe, because I've seen a lot of people play on, and I respect these players a whole lot that play these old school games, but they're playing on the ground and they're hunched over on their backs and they're looking upward, and that's really bad posture. And that would really hurt your back. So I wanted to see if I could actually build something for these guys, and maybe, see what happens with it. But like I said, this is just an idea. If you guys are interested, please, if you want to get in contact with me, you know where to find me on Facebook and on YouTube if you're seeing this. And hope to speak to you guys soon. If you're one of the first people that want to do this, we will work out a price, since I'm still trying to figure this out on my own. But the point is that I'm building this for the gamers, the ones that want to do stuff, and support the scene. I'm playing these games a lot, and I built something for myself to. Screen went off. I built something for myself to enjoy myself, and I want to share it with you guys. So please let me know, and keep on fighting, fighters. Let me know. Take care.